Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at how the global handover panned out over the last 24 hours. Now, I'm going to begin with the US markets because they had an absolutely amazing day on the bourses. The Nasdaq up 2.3% or 257 points. The S&P and Dow both jumped 1.8 and 1.7% respectively as well. So it wasn't just the big tech stocks which performed, but there was outperformance across the board. Now, in terms of the Nasdaq and S&P, it was their best day since the 9th of September. And in terms of the Dow, it was its best day since the 14th of July. Futures currently are also positive to flattish, indicating that Nifty should be primed for a fairly positive open on the back of the President of the United States improving health, discharged from hospital, and he's also back in the White House working on how to get the latest stimulus bill out as soon as possible. So everyone's waiting for that one. It's a key trigger for our global rally to continue. In Asia, the Nikkei this morning responded fairly positively, up 0.4% in early trade. Softbank Group here jumped 1.69%. The Topix was also up 0.5% in early trade. The South-Korean Kospi was up 0.8% nearly in early trade. The S&P ASX 200 was the only one which declined 0.25%. So Asia Pacific looking fairly upbeat this morning. China, no cues for you, unfortunately, as markets continue to remain closed on account of a public holiday. Now, in terms of Europe yesterday also was anticipating a positive move, perhaps, and that's what led the Stoxx 600, which is pan-European, to close 0.9%, so nearly a whole percent higher for the pan-Euro Stoxx 600. Telecom stocks here, surprisingly, leading the gains. They climbed 2.3% yesterday in Europe. And in terms of what was trending, utilities was the only sector which actually was down yesterday. All your major sectors of the market traded in the positive territory. So Europe was fairly upbeat. Now, two commodities that we always check on for you, oil and gold. Both WTI and crude yesterday registered 6% gains. So Brent crude gained $2.3 to $41.57 per barrel, so firmly reclaiming 40. WTI just under 40 at 39.22, but also up nearly 6%, gaining $2.17. So oil outlook drastically improved over the last two trading sessions, and prices have seen sharp recovery. In terms of gold, we're finally seeing a bit of uptick there as well compared to the lackluster we've been seeing lately, up 0.7% to $1,912 per ounce. Let me tell you that it went up to $1,918 per ounce, which is actually the highest for gold since the 22nd of September this year. US gold futures settled up 0.7% to $1,920 per ounce. So the outlook for precious metals and oil, two key commodities, also seems to have improved drastically in the last couple trading sessions. It'll be interesting to see how Nifty opens today, but it should, based on these cues, trade with a fairly positive bias.